Britain didn't just colonize India. They stole the richest civilization on Earth and reset history's clock by 200 years. But what if they never showed up? What if India kept going? This is the timeline nobody taught you. Before the British arrived, India wasn't a developing nation, it was the world. In 1600, India produced 1/4 of everything on Earth. The Mughal Empire's revenue was larger than all of Europe combined. Stickman India wasn't surviving, it was leading. It all broke on June 23, 1757. One battle, Plassey. The East India Company had 3,000 soldiers. The Nawab of Bengal had 50,000. By every number, India should have won. But one of India's own generals, Mir Jafar, was secretly paid to stand his troops down. And with that single betrayal, 200 years of history were rewritten. Okay, that's what actually happened. Now we burn it all down. Because if Mir Jafar doesn't take that money, if that one stickman holds the line, everything you're about to see changes. And I mean everything. The Industrial Revolution, the World Wars, your phone, all of it. Stay with me. Without colonization, India's Industrial Revolution begins on its own terms. The textile mills stay Indian, the steel stays Indian. By 1850, India isn't a colony. It's competing with Britain for control of Asian trade routes. Here's where it gets wild. A strong India in 1900 means Britain never has unchallenged global dominance. The colonial powers that triggered World War I are weakened earlier. The entire domino chain of 20th century war shifts. An India that kept its scientists, mathematicians, and engineers, that poured its own GDP into its own universities. India doesn't just match the space race, it leads it. Stickman India is planting its own flag on the moon. But here's what nobody tells you about the better timeline. A stronger Mughal India isn't automatically a free India. Internal power struggles between Hindu and Muslim stickmen still exist. Regional kingdoms still resist central rule. The question isn't just, what if Britain never came? It's, who was India going to become on its own terms? And that answer is more complicated than a flag. So what's the honest answer? An India without British rule is almost certainly wealthier, more powerful, and more scientifically advanced by 1900. But it's not automatically peaceful, not automatically unified. History doesn't give clean endings, it just gives different ones. Britain didn't just take India's money. They froze a civilization mid-sentence, and we'll never know what that sentence was going to say. India's story was stolen by one decision at Plassey in 1757. On the other side of the world, 55 years later, a man named Napoleon had the opposite problem. He didn't have power taken from him. He had all of it. Every army, every treasury, every throne in Europe. And he destroyed it himself in the snow. The question isn't just, what if India was free? The question is, what does power actually do to the people who hold it? That answer is in the next video, and it will reframe everything you just watched.